turning back on certain alleged agreements. Let me just put it to you like that. This could strengthen the record for the appeal if denied, right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all now. Self-defense plus instruction error, meaning the provocation charge allegedly overreached, right? Combined with testimony waiver, meaning Karmelo Anthony's, basically, and it narrows the defense significantly. It harms arguments tied to the state's closing use, right? Then you have the cumulative impact, right? That bolsters the interest of justice argument. Also, you have the high-profile scrutiny, right? Now, I want y'all to think about this, right? And the new counsel. So, with his new appeals team, filing motions, including for the judge to be recused from this case, right? The public advocacy for attention, this may add pressure through the courts, and this may get Karmelo a new trial. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to show y'all something, break this down for y'all. They're asking the judge to be recused because of things that the judge said in the interviews in the aftermath of this case, right? Also, rulings that the judge made throughout this case. Also, alleged things that were stated off the record between Karmelo Anthony's former lawyer and the prosecution, right? There's so many things that's caught up in here. Matter of fact, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to show y'all something. Let's go to this. Let's make it easier for y'all to understand.
Now, Anthony's... We have the hundreds of pages of documents claiming the judge overseeing the trial made some major errors. Now, Anthony's team is calling for the guilty verdict to be thrown out entirely. We will also talk about an alleged off-the-record deal that Anthony's defense team made with prosecutors that his new lawyers say set the now convicted teen killer up for failure. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. It is rare for a defendant in a case like that, a self-defense case, to not take the stand in their own defense and tell their side of the story. Now, Karmelo Anthony's new lawyers are shedding some light on what allegedly happened behind closed doors during the trial. It is all part of the roughly 200 pages they filed, and they make some shocking claims as they are trying to get Anthony a new trial. Here are the dozens of pages filed in court in Texas by Anthony's new legal defense team. Last month, the Stand with Karmelo Coalition announced 6 big-name Texas lawyers would be taking a fresh look at the case and trial that ended in a guilty verdict. Now, I will say you can read through these documents word for word, page for page for yourself on our Law and Crime Plus app. Just go to the Karmelo Anthony case file. But let's walk through what these documents tell us, including what the new team is claiming the judge did after the trial that shows, they say, Karmelo didn't get a fair shake. Now, the judge's name is John Roach, and he did not allow cameras in the courtroom or audio recording for the trial. Testimony lasted 4 days, and this trial went at what many have considered a pretty brisk pace, which is part of Anthony's appeal. Now, I'm going to run through what happened in this case very briefly. This is the body cam video from one of the first officers who confronted Karmelo Anthony after Austin Metcalf was fatally stabbed. Anthony stabbed the fellow track star during a high school track meet in April of last year outside Dallas in Frisco, Texas. Now, here is the very blurry video of the incident. It was shot from a surveillance camera on the top of the football stadium. It shows some commotion, shows a potential shove from Austin Metcalf, but the moment in question, the stabbing of Austin Metcalf, is something you really cannot see. But this surveillance video was big evidence at the trial. Anthony was reportedly under Metcalf's team's tent. Metcalf wanted Anthony to leave. Anthony did not leave, and then Metcalf shoved Anthony, and in that moment, Anthony pulled a knife out of his backpack and fatally stabbed Austin Metcalf once in the chest. The jury took roughly 3 hours after hearing testimony to reach a guilty verdict. In the days after the verdict, Karmelo Anthony filed a notice that he would be appealing the verdict, and these filings appear to be the first step in that process. Now, there were 2 documents that were filed. One is calling for a new trial. The other calls for the judge who oversaw the trial to be recused from any future proceedings on this case. So I want to start with why this team believes that Karmelo's guilty verdict should be tossed. Anthony's lawyers are arguing that his Sixth Amendment right to a public trial was violated. They say that this case...
Now, are you guys hearing what's going on right now? Are you guys hearing clearly what he's saying right now? This is crazy, bro. Let's get back into it, bro. Because I want y'all to hear what he's saying as well. Because I'm telling y'all this, bro. There was a lot of shit that the judge, that Karmelo Anthony's lawyer and them did wrong. All this stuff that these people been lying on the internet about. Oh, it was somebody else who did it. Oh, it wasn't that knife. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. We just talking legal, real legal talk right here, man. You understand what I'm saying? And they're showing you procedural things. They're not coming out here saying, oh, man, that was a fake knife and this, that, the third. That's bullshit that people been lying to y'all on YouTube about, like I've been telling y'all. This is the real facts right here of the case. These are the real facts of the case. So I told y'all, get in the paperwork. When you get in the paperwork and you actually read what they're contesting, right? You're not going to see them contesting any of this other stuff that they're talking about right now. Because people came on YouTube and grifted off that shit and lied. Right? On all sides. People was just lying their ass off to get views. And you go ask them how much money they donated to that boy from the money they made off his back telling them damn lies on YouTube. Because you can go through all these papers I'm showing y'all right here and you ain't going to see a damn one that say any of those lies. And this is his lawyer. This is his powerful legal team that's calling this stuff out. Right? So in all these pages, ain't one of these pages, one of these pages, 193 pages, y'all, not one of them saying, yo, that wasn't a knife. Not one of them saying, yo, it was Hunter Metcalf who did it. None of them saying, none of this lies and foolishness these people are telling. You know what they're telling y'all? Real casework. Real things they're showing y'all. Look at this. Right here. They're showing you different trials. Derek Chauvin. In courtroom cameras. Permitted. See all these things they're showing y'all? Amber Geiger. In courtroom cameras. Permitted. They're giving you guys real casework and real evidence to show you guys that this dude did not get a fair trial. Right? They didn't have to lie like these people did on YouTube to try to get their subscribers up and grift every single day and put out fake ass videos. Right? A weeba dirty. Straight like that. They didn't have to do that. Right? His lawyers came out and just dropped fact. Look at it. It's showing you right here. Right? It's showing you right here what it is. Right? In courtroom cameras. They're showing you all these different cases that were high profile cases that had in courtroom cameras. They attacked every single angle legally that was credible. Period. So they're showing you everything to show you that why this boy's trial was unfair. Not none of them lies, fake ass documents, AI created documents and videos these people showing y'all on YouTube. They're all liars. You should unsubscribe from their ass for lying. For lying, you should unsubscribe to them for lying. Because when you look in the paperwork right here, the only person I saw in here keeping it 100 on this shit was that girl Nick at Night. Nick at Night was up at the courtroom keeping that thing 100. She wasn't putting out no cap, no fake ass videos, telling lies. Nick at Night was telling the truth. She is a woman. She got character. I watched her videos. The rest of these people lying their ass off. Every single day to y'all. Telling y'all all these lies. Oh, I think it was that. I think it was that. I think it was that. Oh, I see that. Oh, they took the clothes off, man. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I just wanna take my clothes off. Oh. That's what they doing. Lying. Like a mofo on YouTube. For views. For subs. For all these delusional people that believe them lies they was told. Fonzo the Bear lies. All you gotta do is go through the paperwork. All them lies they was telling y'all. They don't say none of that shit here in this paperwork from Karmelo Anthony's appellate team. This man got a whole dream team that went through every aspect of this case, and they had the full transcripts from the case. And not one of them said any of them Fonzo the Bear lies they told y'all on YouTube. And y'all was giving these people views, subscribers. Oh, yeah, man, because see, I'm going to tell you something, man. Crazy as hell. And now all of them been exposed. You look at the paperwork. The paperwork don't say nothing like they was talking about. Paperwork right here. I'm showing you paperwork right here. You go through all the pages. You go through all the pages. They actually have put down people who they actually had affidavit, all that fake ass video. Oh, I seen a clear video. What the hell is that at? Lying ass. These people actually had offenders, 6 offenders on their channels lying to y'all. 1,000 lashes, man. 1,000 lashes. Where is all them people that lie? Black folks on YouTube. Talking about, I seen a clear video, man. They ain't even talking about, where is this in the paperwork? This ain't in the paperwork? Y'all sad lying like that. Trying to get black folk riled up. Shout out to Karmelo Anthony's lawyers for keeping it real. Karmelo Anthony's lawyers, 193 pages, man. And they put everything, look at this, right here. Third ground for a new trial, the court's undisputed provocation instruction and properly limited the defendant's right of self-defense. None of that shit they was telling y'all is true. They having pastors and all these other people coming on their channel lying. Just lying their ass off for YouTube views and engagement. Y'all going with it. Ticket. Did you hear about son? She said that they saw that they had it. Man, a goddamn lie. You can come look right here in the paperwork from Karmelo Anthony's new legal team who looked at every aspect of this case. Karmelo Anthony's new legal team, they looked at every aspect of this case. And y'all got mad at me when I told y'all these people was out here lying their ass off. Y'all got mad at me when I told y'all that. I told you, the truth is enough. You don't have to lie. The truth is enough. But these people was out here lying like a mofo. All them lies they told ain't even in here, bro. So go ask them. I dare y'all to ask them, well, what's up? You said that there was a clear video. Go ask the dude. Why they ain't put him in the appeal paperwork? The ex-offender. Why they ain't put him up here? He going from YouTube channel to YouTube channel talking about, yeah, I seen it clear, man. I'm telling you, man. Then I seen another dude. Yeah, I seen it clear. You a goddamn liar. I'm looking all through the paperwork. I got 193 pages right here, y'all. Look at this. I've only went through 60 of these pages. And people just come out here lying their ass up. Look at this. Exhibit 1. Where is it at? Where are they showing this shit that they're saying? Show me this. Show me this. Where's the video at? People come on YouTube lying. I told y'all the people lying their ass up. And y'all listen to them and subscribe to those liars. Jezebels. Liars. Look at this, y'all. Got all the evidence right here. Oh, they lying. Oh, because see, I don't even think nothing really happened. You a damn lie. Karmelo Anthony got a new dream team of multiple lawyers that have exposed all of these liars on YouTube. Liars. Absolutely. And smash the like button. Absolutely disgusting. That you would have to lie just to get your views up, and y'all ain't sending that boy none of that money that y'all made lying off his name. Disgusting. Making videos every single day, all day long, every day, grifting off that boy name. Yeah, because see, I'm telling you something, man. And I seen another dude walking around, I seen the videotape telling you a liar. You ain't see a damn thing. You a liar, bro. Y'all sitting out here putting D's on this shit. Then when the lawyers come out and put out the real evidence, look what I'm showing y'all. The real evidence, this is Karmelo Anthony's lawyers, right? The real evidence go along to what I was trying to tell y'all. That the judge was out here doing all kind of capping ass shit. That his lawyer needed to be looked at. But instead of that, they wanted to lie to y'all. Put sauce on the shit to keep it going. They wanted to put sauce on the spill in this mofo. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, because see, I'm going to tell you something, man. Hey, man, I think it was 2 knives. Yeah, it was 2 knives, man. And see, I don't even think Karmelo did it. I think the dude fell on it. Nah, I don't even think he fell on it, man. See, I'm going to tell you, man, I don't think he fell on it, dog. I think something else, man. I think it was Hunter. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I seen somebody throw something in the trash can. Ooh, 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 ooh. You don't see none of that shit in the paperwork. Came to the party for the photos. And Carmelo Anthony's legal team paperwork, none of that shit they lied about. That would have been here front and center. If it was a fake video, videos that wasn't shown, all this, man, they would have subpoenaed. Man, let me tell you something, bro. These are lying ass people on social media. People do anything for clout. Anything for clout. Lying their ass off for clout. For no reason whatsoever. Got the whole black community out here lying. When I told y'all they ain't had to lie, all the truth was going to come out through the filings. Look, it's all right here. Didn't I tell y'all this? It's all right here in the paperwork. This is why I tell y'all subscribe to my channel. I'm not going to tell you. And y'all say, oh, Ticket, man, you be getting that shit. Yeah, because these people be acting like hooligans and don't know what in the world they be talking about, man. And it's an embarrassment that people come out here and put out those lies like that, bro. When the truth always going to set you free. Look at it, y'all. I got all the paperwork. Look at this, y'all. I told y'all this. All the subpoenas, all of these things. I got it right here. Frisco ISD, subpoena, Frisco ISD. Are y'all not watching this? And seeing all these lies these people don't sit up here and told y'all? Oh, Fonzo the Bear liars. A weave a dirt sheet. A horse has lost his hair. Makes no sense whatsoever. Disgusting lies. Use this situation to try to build your channel. Make videos every day. Right? Yeah, because y'all got to come in here, man, and I'm going to show you something, man, and yeah, y'all got to let me know, man. Capping like a mofo. Absolutely disgusting work online, man. And people put all these lies out here like that, man. And you look through this paperwork, man. Look at this, y'all. You look through this paperwork. His lawyers don't put out all the paperwork. They don't went through his whole trial. They don't went through all of the goddamn court filings. They don't went through the whole court record, y'all. Smash a like button. They don't want to tell y'all this truth. They don't want to tell y'all this truth. I told y'all the truth was going to be enough. But they had to lie and throw D's on that thing. Ask them. I need y'all to ask these people, why ain't none of that shit you was talking about, dog, in his lawyer's appeal process? Because all y'all niggas was lying. That's why. Absolutely disgusting. Look at this, y'all. All of us right here. Listen. So listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. They went to go see the video. They went to go see the footage, right? Now, I'm showing y'all this, right? I got the paperwork. Now, you want to know the evidence I got? They showed y'all the email, right? I'm going to show y'all something. They showed y'all the email. All these people showed y'all the email, right? And they said, oh, see, I got to go see the videotape. Guess what videotape they saw, y'all? The same videotape that everybody else saw, that blurry ass shit. You know how I know? Because their names is right here on the list. See, when they went to go sign up, you guys, to see that, when they sent their emails to go see the video at the Frisco ISD, what they didn't know is their names is going to be put in the docket. Their names is going to be put in the docket. You see this right here? You see that little name right there, y'all? Right? See that name right there? What that name say? What that name say? What that name say, y'all? Read that name. Is that name familiar? Right there. Right there. Ain't that somebody? That name look familiar, don't it? Huh? Go look in the paperwork, y'all. Now that their names is in the paperwork, go ask those people, what video did y'all really see? Ask them. What video did y'all really see? Because the video that y'all saw was that same blurry ass video that everybody else saw during the trial. And you lied. You lied. You told people that you saw something you didn't see. I'm showing y'all all the paperwork right here. I'm showing y'all the paperwork. Liars. Stone cold liars. Stone cold liars, bro. No shame. No shame. No shame. I want y'all to think about this. No shame whatsoever. Are y'all not reading this? No shame. No shame. Absolutely disgusting work, y'all. Right? Disgusting work. How can anybody lie like this and be able to get away with it on social media? When I come in here and I show y'all all the paperwork, I got the official from those transcripts. Look, this is right here in the court. Judge John Roach. From that interview, all this stuff, from that TV interview, they went through all of those files. All of them. From the interview the judge did, after the case was over with, they went through the whole trial record. Why wasn't all this stuff that these people brought up, why wasn't it presented to the public, y'all? Think about what I just said. Don't you think if they had this new video, all these people talking about this clear video, they would have put it out there, effing liars. And it's disgusting that they would use this situation just to lie. That's disgusting. That is outright sad. And I told y'all this. Look at this, y'all. Look at this, y'all. Affidavit of Russell Wilson II authenticating exhibits to defendant motion for a new trial. This is his new lawyer, Russell Wilson II. So if y'all want to know the truth, go ask his new appeal lawyers, Russell Wilson II and them. Go ask them about these lying ass people on YouTube lying for clicks and views. Ask them, say, hey man, what's up with that video all these black folks running around YouTube lying about, talking about they saw that was clear when they ain't seen no damn clear video? Come on, man. Hey, man. Say, man. I always told y'all, a lie on YouTube is always going to go further than the truth. Remember I told y'all that. Right? I told y'all all this. Right? Shout out to Karmelo Anthony's lawyers for doing the work. This nigga got 6-7 lawyers that went and did the work, y'all. Look at this, man. All these exhibits. Why they didn't bring up the exhibit these people was lying about, talking about some, yeah, I got the video and this, that, and the third. They're liars, y'all. Look at the evidence they're bringing up. Look at this, y'all. This is the real evidence. I'm showing y'all this right here. All the rest of these people, stone cold liars. Stone cold liars. Remember they putting up fake paperwork, fake autopsy reports, all that shit, bro. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. And the man upstairs, he got a special place. Right? For all them people who lied off this situation. That's sad, bro. That you would have to lie. When if you look at the evidence right here, bro, I got 193 pages. And don't none of them say the lies that these people's on YouTube telling y'all for the last... And then people coming on my channel, hey, Ticket, man, come on, man. Why you trying to go this? I said, bro, I ain't got to tell a lie to get to the truth. I don't have to tell a lie to get to the truth. The truth is going to come out. When they file their appeal, you're going to see that all that shit them people was telling y'all on YouTube was stone cold lies. They're liars. Period. There ain't no other way around it. Stone cold liars. Every one of them. Come on, man. I'm showing you all the paperwork. Right here. All the exhibits. Ain't none of them said in any of these exhibits. I noticed that. Right? I noticed that. They don't tell y'all the truth, though. What they gonna say now? They gonna move the goalposts and change to something else and act like they didn't say all that lying ass shit they said. People, I'm telling y'all now. Karmelo Anthony's team called out all the facts. Don't y'all think that if he didn't commit the crime, that they would have had all this information out here? If he didn't commit that crime, man, they'd have had all this information out here, bro. Cut it out, man. Look at this, man. They're showing y'all all of these different things, bro. In evidence. None of that shit these people telling y'all is in here. They're liars. Stone cold liars. And every person on YouTube, if y'all smash the like button, every one of y'all should be disappointed that the black community come out and lie to y'all like this. That's sad, bro. You should have no credibility that you built your network off lies. Think about this. Talking about, hey man, I'm telling you, man, they did it. I'm telling you, man, because see, I'm going to tell you something, man. I seen this, I seen that. You ain't see a damn thing. You saw the same thing everybody else saw that went in that room. Liars. Right? So the person who says, what am I talking about? Ma'am, I'm going through the hall of paperwork. Michelle, the lawyer, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm going through all of the paperwork of the exhibits that Karmelo Anthony's legal team just dropped to counteract, right, the verdict that came out, throw the case out, and have a new trial, ma'am. What the hell is wrong with you? In all of their exhibits and everything they said, they haven't said anything about a dusty-ass clear video. They haven't said anything about, oh, there was another knife. They haven't said anything about, Austin fell on the knife. They haven't said anything about kids changing their clothes and that wasn't being presented. They haven't said anything about any of these things. You know what they talked about? The actual factuals in this case. They talked about actual things that really didn't happen, that was supposed to happen, until you say I'm not going through now, I'm not scrolling rambling, man. Unless you want me to sit here and read all 193 pages, and I'll ether your ass if you want me to do that. Sit down and shut the hell up. The hell is wrong with you? The hell is wrong with you? Y'all come around here listening to stone cold liars. And then when you pull out the paperwork, and I'm scrolling through this to show y'all, there's nothing in the paperwork from Karmelo Anthony's lawyers that are showing you guys, and I'm telling y'all this right now, there's nothing in this paperwork that's showing y'all that, oh, the knife, that shit, it was another knife. It was a clear video. There was falsified evidence. Cut it out. I can literally go through here and read all 193 pages. Look at it. This is the affidavit of his lawyer right here, Mike Howard. They got all this on record. Right? Look at this. Read it right here. This is paperwork right here. Let's read this right here. Right? This is Mike Howard. This is the lawyer of Karmelo Anthony. This is real casework. This is real truth right here. This ain't no shit somebody made up on YouTube to get views and lie. Read this right here. Before me, the undersigned notary public on this day personally appeared Mike Howard, who being by me duly sworn, deposed, and stated as follows. Are you not listening to what I'm saying to you? Huh? Read what it says right here. Read what it says right here. Read what it says right here. I, Mike Howard, am at least 18 years of age, of sound mind, and I am competent and qualified to make this affidavit. I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein, that they are true and correct. I declare that I was the trial counsel, supported by second chair co-counsel Toby Shook, third chair co-counsel Tasha Gupata, and briefing appellate co-counsel Michael Morla, who represented Karmelo Anthony in case number 296-83565-2025. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Leading up to the June 1st, 2026 trial of this case, the defense and prosecution reached an agreement where the prosecution and defense jointly agreed not to raise any alleged character, reputation, or extraneous offense, bad acts, evidence relating to Mr. Anthony as well as Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf during the trial. Remember I told y'all that? Remember I told y'all that's the effing truth? I told y'all the truth is that they didn't call Hunter Metcalf to the stand because they didn't want to expose his character. Go back and listen to my videos. I told y'all all that shit these other people talking about. Oh, I saw a clear video. All this other shit is effing lies. The truth was, and I told y'all, the truth was enough to get this case a new trial. Just the truth alone. Not all them lies. The truth alone. I'm showing y'all this right. This is a sworn affidavit by Karmelo Anthony's own lawyer. Read it once again, y'all. Number 2. Read number 2 on your screen. I was never capping, nigga. Read number 2 on your screen. I was the trial counsel, supported by second chair co-counsel Toby Shook, third chair co-counsel Tasha, and briefing appellate co-counsel Michael, who represented Karmelo Anthony in case number 296-83-565-2025, leading up to the June 1st, 2026 trial of this case. The defense and prosecution reached an agreement where the prosecution and the defense jointly agreed to not raise any character, reputation, or extraneous offenses, bad acts, evidence relating to Mr. Anthony as well as Mr. Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf during trial, hereinafter referred to as the quote-unquote agreement. That tell y'all niggas this? The lead prosecutor in this case, Bill Werschke, brought up the possibility of the agreement a number of times, well before the agreement was discussed in detail and eventually reached. When mentioning a proposed agreement, Mr. Werschke proposed that we try the case clean. So the lawyer for the defense, which is what I told y'all, they did not want to put Hunter Metcalf. See, I don't have to lie about this shit to y'all. I don't have to go put D's on this shit to get views. If you like the truth, you're going to walk with me. If you don't, go listen to that cat, Aweeba Dirty. The truth is, all them people talking about them videos and shit, they're liars. Every last one of them, liars. The truth is, it's right here in the paperwork from Karmelo Anthony's lawyers. The truth is that the prosecution came to Karmelo Anthony's lawyer, and this changed the entire scope of the case. Why did I say that? Because I told y'all about the situation with Hunter Metcalf and those cheerleaders. I told y'all that the places they needed to attack was the characters of Austin and Hunter Metcalf. Think about what I just told y'all. I told y'all what they needed to attack was the character of Austin and Hunter Metcalf. This is what I told y'all. But guess what we didn't know, and guess what the truth is, because it's found out in the appeal paperwork. The prosecution and the defense lawyers made a deal. Their deal was, we ain't going to talk about none of this stuff. No, we're only going to talk about what happened under the tent. That's it. And to me, that destroyed the case of self-defense for Karmelo Anthony. Why did it destroy the case? Because you've taken their prior history off the table. Meaning, you've taken all bad acts that allegedly was committed by Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf out of the case. So if you take that out of the case, now guess what happens? The goddamn jury does not get to understand that, hey man, maybe these dudes were troublemakers. Let me tell you something. If the jury would have been able to hear about past disciplinary issues that could have arisen from Austin and Hunter Metcalf, that changed the whole complexion of this case. Because now they're like, they don't look at them as just average. Because let me tell you this. If you have a reputation of a bully and somebody pulls up on you, right? You looking at them like a whole different way than you looking at just any average person. This is what I'm telling y'all. But these people on YouTube had to come out with lies, talking about some, yeah, I seen the video, man. They effing liars. Look through all the paperwork, y'all. The paperwork don't even show y'all none of that shit they was lying about. This is Carmelo Anthony's new dream team that went through all of the paperwork. They went through all of the statements in court. Right? Now watch this right here on the screen, you guys. So they made that. And he says that, and his sworn affidavit, and this is the lawyer for Carmelo Anthony. His sworn affidavit says that the prosecutor, Bill Werschke, that's the assistant DA, brought up the possibility of the agreement a number of times. So he was worried about that shit. Let's break this down to y'all again. Bill Werschke, and that's why I brought up the whole sex scandal and everything like that over down there in Collin County. And I told y'all, this case should have been moved. Them dudes was fishy from the start. This is where people should have been attacking. Not all them lies about videos and shit. And this is a new knife and people changing their clothes. No, you need to get into the gristle, the bone gristle of the casework. The bone gristle of the casework is that the lawyer disarmed his own effing client by taking the history of Austin Metcalf and Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf off the table. What would have happened if they would have put that email in the court where the cheerleader for Hunter Metcalf and Austin Metcalf said that Hunter Metcalf called her all types of names and went at her like that? Oh, that would have changed the whole situation. Oh, you going at a female like that? Well, he allegedly said that his hands is bisexual. What? Now, if a jury hears that, that changes the whole dynamic of the situation now. Because now that changes the whole scope of what you think may have happened underneath that tent. But when it's not put in, now what you've done is you have taken a situation to say, well, I really don't have no background on this. And I really don't, all I know is that we have a guilty verdict. We have a body. We have a knife. We have a guy who says, man, I'm trying to tell y'all this. So the whole time, when the focus should have been on Judge John Roach, Carmelo Anthony's lawyer, right? Everybody else lying out here talking about something. I seen the video, man. Man, I'm telling you, man, I don't think he did it. I don't think Carmelo did it, man. I don't think he did this. This is lying. And now Carmelo Anthony's lawyers have come with the truth. When mentioning the proposed agreement, Mr. Werschke proposed that we, quote unquote, try the case clean, which he defined as based only on what happened under the tent that day. Under the Memorial High School tent at Cookendale Stadium on April the 2nd, 2025. And not go into character, listen to this, reputation, or extraneous offense and or bad act evidence applicable to either Austin and Hunter Metcalf or Carmelo Anthony. On May the 5th, 2026, Mr. Shook, that's Toby Shook, that's Carmelo Anthony's assistant attorney for the case, and Bill Werschke discussed this proposed agreement by phone. Didn't I tell y'all this is why, before all this came out, remember I told y'all, this is why he should have never got a lawyer from down there. Never, he should have got an outside lawyer that don't have no ties, and an outside lawyer would have came and busted their whole chops. And to the person who said, I said he didn't have a chance, I never said he didn't have a chance. What are you talking about? I never said he didn't have a chance. Read what I said. I said he has a chance. What are you talking about? I never said he didn't have a chance, asshole. Like, I said that they're going to ask the judge to recuse himself. And I said, if they cannot get the judge recused, here's what I said, Mr. Angie Bigo or Bugo or Boo Boo Chronicles, whatever the hell your name is. Here's what I said. If they cannot successfully get Judge Roach recused from this case, then what happens is they're not going to win an appeal because Judge John Roach stays on this for 75 days after the verdict. So if they can't get him to recuse themselves, it's going to be hard for them to get him to approve an appeal when he's already out here saying that the verdict was correct. Use your brains and listen to what I said and stop putting words in my mouth. Know your role, shut your mouth, and listen to greatness. What the hell is wrong with you? That's why I said. Now let's get back to the case. So check this out, y'all. And this is the greasy part right here. Read number 4, everybody. They're saying that on May the 5th, Toby Shook and Bill Werschke discussed this proposed agreement by telephone, y'all. That's some diabolical shit. During the phone call, Toby Shook and Bill Werschke discussed the evidence of character, reputation, and extraneous offense and conduct as it applied to both the Metcalf twins and Karmelo Anthony. Mr. Werschke iterated. This is the defense. This is the defense attorney. The DA, the district attorney. They said he reiterated that he would, quote unquote, be happy to try this without getting into character at all. Now, just what happened on the day of the track meet. Why would he want to do that, y'all? Because it gave him an advantage. Imagine this. Imagine if you can wipe out whatever history your client may have, so a jury can't hear anything about your client's history. So if a jury cannot hear anything about your client's history, right? And then your bozo ass lawyer agreed to it, you're done. This nigga gonna get a new trial. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. His lawyer did an off the record agreement, bro. This right here, I'm showing y'all. This right here is explosive because nobody knew this. That's why I was asking y'all the whole time. I said, why y'all don't think they call Hunter Metcalf to the stand? Character issues. That's the only reason why you would call the number one witness to the stand. Is if he has something in his character that frighten you about this case. Didn't I tell y'all this? But y'all don't want to listen to a real nigga. Y'all want to listen to the fake. Let's keep going. On May the 8th, 2026, the defense and the prosecution teams met in Caroline County Grand Jury Room. The prosecution team gave us a document entitled The State's Notice of Intent to Use Extraneous Offenses. And we gave them a document entitled Anthony's Motion in Limine regarding, right, the admissibility of pertinent character trait evidence. Evidence under the ambiguous aggressor rule. And evidence under Texas Code Crime Prop Art 3836. After tendering to each other our respective extraneous hearing briefings, we then discussed the proposed agreement, which Mr. Werschke referred to as a quote-unquote gentleman's agreement. It's all right here in the paperwork, y'all. Mr. Werschke outlined the proposed agreement as follows. Both sides try the case without character, reputation, or extraneous evidence for either the Metcalf twins or Karmelo Anthony, and quote-unquote just try the case based on what happened under the tent. And during another description during that meeting, what happened on the day of the incident, seeking clarification, he says, I asked and Mr. Werschke confirmed that this would mean the defense would not go into evidence relating to the Metcalf twins' character, reputation, and extraneous offense acts related to violence and bullying, inclusive of discipline and write-ups and the Metcalf twins' school records within this framework, as well as racism. Game over, nigga. I told you niggas this. I told y'all that. But you listen to these liars on YouTube. Told y'all. Go back and listen to my video. I told y'all the whole situation. I told y'all. All these other people out here was telling lies about, oh, I seen this video. I seen that video. That's a fucking lie. Let's forget about all that. Let's talk about why they didn't call Hunter Metcalf, the number one witness, to the stand. The only way you don't call him to the stand is if you feel like Hunter Metcalf is going to destroy your case. And lo and behold, y'all, they made a secret under the table deal that we're not going to expose that. And now it's all being exposed in the evidence and the exhibits. And these people lied to y'all on YouTube and got all y'all's viewership, all y'all's donations, all y'all subscribing off lies. When the truth is right here in black and white from Karmelo Anthony's lawyers. Period. Period. To the person who says they have a difference of opinion, you can't have a difference of opinion. There's a difference of facts. There was no facts. They lied. Straight up lied. They lied and said, I've seen a clear video. That's a lie. That's not evidence. That's not opinion. That's a lie. That's a lie. They said, oh, it was 2 knives. That's a lie. That's not opinion. That's a lie. Right? EB is 24. Those are lies. Right? Lies. Flat out lies. Lies. Oh, they threw something in the trash. Lies. Stone cold lies. Oh, well, this one. No, this one. No, this one. Look in the paperwork. Go read all 193 pages for yourself. Knock yourself out. Lies. See, now you want to change it and say, oh, well, they could have had a difference of opinion. No difference of opinion. They fucking lied. They came on YouTube and straight up stone cold told lies. Straight up. They straight lied. All the people who said that they saw it lied. Period. Period. Because they told y'all this is what they saw. They're liars. Straight liars. The truth is that the defense and the prosecution, lawyers, filthy work for Karmelo Anthony. And I told y'all, as soon as the trial was over with, I felt his lawyer was horrible. Go back and listen to my post video. Listen to what I said. I ain't gonna stop hollering. The truth need to be screamed to everybody in this world. I'm telling y'all something. And y'all listen to these people lying. It's disgusting. It makes me think about this. How disgusting of a person can you be to lie when people are not alive and in prison behind this? And you getting money hand over fist lying about this shit. What type of person are you? What type of character do you have to bring a sex offender on your channel to lie? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Excuse me, I'm not going off an opinion, Mrs. E.B. Reyes. Miss E.B., Miss E. Ebby is 24. I'm not going off no opinion. I'm giving you all facts and paperwork. This is the difference between me and them liars. They telling you fake, innuendo, made up shit. I'm giving you, every time I come on here and talk about Karmelo Anthony, I bring paperwork to the table, man. Go look at all my videos. I don't talk in the innuendos. But I did tell you, we should be asking, why didn't Hunter Metcalf get his ass on that stand? And guess what? We figured it out. There was a secret, under the table deal. Now, this is what gets you new trials. Period. This is what we need to be talking about. This is the truth of the matter right here. Read this right here, y'all. They didn't even want to talk about the Metcalf twins' character, reputation, extraneous offenses related to violence and bullying, inclusive of discipline and write-ups in the Metcalf twins' school records within the framework, as well as racism in exchange. The prosecution would not go into the character, reputation, or extraneous offensive acts relating to Karmelo Anthony, inclusive of the contents. So let me get to this too, because this has to be the truth, you guys. And this is something that everybody's going to have to understand right here. Listen very closely. Karmelo Anthony had some stuff in that cell phone they didn't want y'all to see either. See, they don't want to tell y'all the truth. I'm telling y'all the truth right here. Karmelo Anthony had some stuff in that cell phone they didn't want y'all to see. Right? Because they knew it was going to get nasty for both sides. I'm just here to tell you the truth. You can believe whatever you want to believe. I'm here to tell y'all the truth. They did not want y'all to see what was in Karmelo Anthony's cell phone and in his school disciplinary records. Because we all thought he had a clean record. But read this right here. Read this right here. Let me go right here, y'all. The prosecution, read the second line I just put up on the screen, y'all. The prosecution would not go into character, reputation, and extraneous offenses acts, evidence relating to Karmelo Anthony, inclusive of the contents of Karmelo Anthony's cell phone and school disciplinary records. So, to be honest with y'all, it was some things on both sides that didn't want to be seen. So, seems like the lawyer said, you know what, man? We're going to not put this in the case. Right? This is the truth. It's right here on y'all paperwork. This is from Karmelo Anthony's lawyers putting this evidence out. Read it. It's right there on your screen. Now, what was in Karmelo Anthony's cell phone that they found? What was in Karmelo Anthony's school disciplinary records that they found? I have no idea. But what was in Hunter and Austin Metcalf's disciplinary records, school records? Because check this out. When they talked about when they talked about Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf, read the word that they put up here, you guys. And this word is very important. This word right here. Metcalf's twins' character, reputation, extraneous acts related to violence and bullying, inclusive of discipline and write-ups, and the Metcalf twins' school records within this framework, as well as racism. See, they told y'all a lie. And I told y'all. Remember I told y'all, they said this case ain't about race. I said, oh no, this is about race. What as far as racism were in the... Because see, if that would have came out, game over. Game over. See, you ain't got to tell all these lies about videos and shit like this. The truth is in the paperwork, y'all. What the hell was in their paperwork that had anything to do with racism? I would love to know that. I would love to know that. Because the daddy came out and went on a full-blown racist rant. The daddy went on a full-blown racist rant after the case was over with. So, you know what they say. Like father. So the daddy had went on a full-blown racist rant. But what was in the Metcalf twins' file that could have potentially had anything to do with racism? It's right here in the paperwork. I wonder what they had, because it had to be something strong enough, y'all. And y'all smash the like button. Whatever was in that file had to be strong enough to where the Metcalf's lawyer wanted to keep that shit out of the case. He wanted to keep that out of the case. Says it right here. As well as racism. Now, all it said was, it didn't say nothing about racism with Karmelo Anthony. It didn't say anything about bullying with Karmelo Anthony or violence. Read this right here, y'all. You have to read the paperwork very carefully, you guys. Read what it says. Mr. Worski confirmed that this would mean the defense would not go into the evidence relating to the Metcalf twins' character, reputation, and extraneous acts related to violence and bullying, inclusive of discipline and write-ups in the Metcalf twin school records within this framework, as well as racism. In exchange, the prosecution would not go into character, reputation, and extraneous offense act evidence relating to Karmelo Anthony, inclusive of the contents of Karmelo Anthony's cell phone and school disciplinary records. So apparently Karmelo Anthony may have had school disciplinary records too, and we just didn't know about it, right? But they didn't say anything about racism with Karmelo Anthony. Didn't say anything about violence with Karmelo Anthony. Think about that. Didn't say anything about racism. Didn't say anything about bullying. Didn't say anything about violence with Karmelo Anthony. But they said that when it was up there on the part with the Metcalf boys. Imagine if in the case they pulled that out in court. Boy, we talking about a whole new trial right now. We talking about a whole new outcome. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, you guys. And y'all see this on the screen right here. Let's keep going. I'm showing y'all this, right? At this meeting, I sought clarification on how this agreement would work practically. Specifically, how to handle the possibility of quote-unquote opening the door. Remember I told y'all that statement on this channel 1,000 times. 1,000 times. Didn't I tell y'all this? Everybody that's listening to this video, didn't I tell y'all on this channel 1,000 times that if the prosecution were to call Hunter Metcalf on the stand, they would do what, y'all? Open the door for the defense. Didn't I tell y'all this? Read it. They got it right here in this paperwork. Everybody that follow my channel, I told y'all this from the very beginning. If you know I told y'all this, press 1 in the comment section. If you heard me many times, bring reference to opening the door. So when I told y'all that, when I said opening the door means if the prosecution called Hunter Metcalf to the stand, they could not control any of the questions that the defense would ask him on cross-examination because they, quote-unquote, opened the door. Remember I told you? And when you open the door, you cannot control anything that the other part says on cross-examination. Period. Right? So this is the same thing with Karmelo Anthony. So if they call Karmelo Anthony to the stand, they can't control anything the defense asks him. Because, the DA asked him because the defense, by calling Karmelo to the stand, they opened the door. So what they tried to do was have a sneak agreement to say, nah, we ain't going to do nothing. We ain't going to talk about none of that. Nah, nigga, you got to let it all air out. You got to air it all out. In a case like this, you got to air it all out, bro. In a case like this, you have to air it all out. In a case like this, it had to all be put on the table. That way, he gets a fair trial. The fact that they didn't should let y'all know what's up. It should let y'all know what's up. Without any doubts. So how to handle the possibility of opening the door to this evidence from either side. During this meeting, Mr. Werschke repeatedly expressed his concern that the defense would kick open its own door by asking questions of witnesses that would delve into issues restricted by the agreement. Didn't I tell y'all this? Read this again. During the meeting, this is the assistant district attorney, y'all, Bill Werschke. He repeatedly expressed his concern that Karmelo Anthony's lawyers would kick open his own door by asking questions of the witnesses that would delve into issues restricted by the agreement, which means that Karmelo Anthony's lawyers could not ask about whether or not they knew anything about the history of the Metcalf twins. They efficiently and effectively cut that out. Efficiently and effectively cut that out. So think about this now. Now, your own lawyers have handcuffed you because now, not only ain't they going to question Hunter Metcalf about any of his character issues or Austin's character issues, they ain't going to ask none of the witnesses about it. That's insane. That's in the paperwork right here. Look at this. Right? By asking questions of the witnesses that would delve into issues restricted by the agreement. I asked about specific statements made by witnesses interviewed by the police and captured by video on the day of the incident. where those witnesses discussed the Metcalf twins being passionate, triggered, and not tolerating being disrespected. Right? Mr. Worski eventually agreed that the questions narrowly tailored to ask about specific statements the witnesses made to police about the incident under the tent on April 2nd, 2025, including statements just described about the mindset and actions of the parties involved in the incident, would not constitute kicking open your own door, and thus would not violate our proposed agreement. During this meeting, we discussed the terms of the agreement, being that testimony from eyewitnesses under the memorial tent on April 2nd, 2025, and who were discussing the facts of what happened under the memorial tent on April 2nd, 2025, would be permissible, and that neither side would go into character, reputation, or extraneous evidence for either the Metcalf twins or Karmelo Anthony. During this meeting, I asked about the agreement regarding the possibility of the defense calling experts. The prosecutors only discussed how the agreement would apply to the defense experts during the sentencing phase. That means they ain't want to bring the experts in during the trial. They want to bring them in after you was already found guilty. Boy, this some dirty shit right here, bro. Filthy right here, bro. So I asked how the possibility of the defense calling experts to testify during the guilt-innocent phase would impact the proposed agreement. The prosecutor team replied that they had not considered us calling experts to testify during the, and let's keep going, y'all, guilt-innocent phase. They stated that if the defense called experts to testify regarding Mr. Anthony's epilepsy, remember I told y'all this? I did a video of this on YouTube. I said, Karmelo Anthony has epilepsy. Before everybody else was talking about that, I'm the first nigga that did a video about that on YouTube. Go look it up. Then when I did the video on that on YouTube, everybody else went and did a video on that. Remember, y'all, I'm the first nigga on YouTube to write about Karmelo Anthony's epilepsy. Everybody was like, oh, nigga, that ain't no excuse. Remember they said that, y'all? Everybody's on YouTube. Remember they said that? I can prove it. I can prove it, you guys. I can prove it. Everything I'm telling y'all right now, I 1,000% can prove. Because I sat up here and I told all of y'all, I said, remember when I told y'all about Karmelo Anthony's epilepsy? I told y'all about this, right? Right? Hold on, let me put it on the screen. I want to put it on the screen for y'all. Because I think everybody need to know this. It's one of them things where I believe everybody needs to know. Right? And that was one of the videos I made that I never forget about it. Let me put it on the screen for you guys.
Wow.
Hold on. Make sure we get it up here for y'all. Right? Now, hold on. Let me do it like this, y'all. Because I want to show y'all. I want to show y'all what I'm talking about. Because when I did this video, them niggas was looking at me like I was crazy, y'all. Hey, man, what are you talking about? Nigga, I be 10 days ahead and $1 million ahead of these niggas. Remember now, y'all remember when everybody started talking about Karmelo Anthony and epilepsy. They ain't talk about it till after I talked about it on YouTube. Ain't none of them talk about it till after I talked about it. When I talked about it, then everybody else started talking about it. Look at it right here. Oh, Karmelo has epilepsy. Nigga, I've been talking about that shit. And you ain't got to believe me. Go look at the goddamn on paperwork. I'm going to show you right now. Better than I can tell you. Show you right now. Put this on the screen. Oops. I didn't mean to open that. Hold on. Let me show y'all right now. See it right there? See it? Yo boy made the video right here 3 weeks ago. This is before all these lames was talking about Karmelo Anthony and epilepsy. Remember that? 3 weeks ago. I told y'all this. And these lames said I was capping. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, nigga. I told y'all that 3 weeks ago. Right? Them niggas say, oh, you nigga don't know what he talking about, nigga. I don't know what I'm talking about. Niggas in the paperwork right here. It's in the paperwork right here. Read the second line, y'all. They stated that the defense called experts to testify regarding Karmelo Anthony's epilepsy or about a fight or flight response. They considered expert testimony like that to violate the agreement and thus open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous act, offensive act evidence. I told y'all this. Did I tell y'all this? And they shut down the epilepsy. This is diabolical. They shut down the epilepsy, y'all. Look at it. It's right here in the paperwork. So the fact that his lawyers are going to bring up, hey man, he couldn't really stand in there and fight the dude because he has epilepsy, right? Which is legally a disease, a disability, legally. But listen, y'all, they thought nigga, that don't mean nothing, nigga. Oh no, yes it do, and it's right here in the paperwork because the prosecution told the defense when the defense said they wanted to bring up experts. So the defense, they were thinking how I was thinking. Remember, I told y'all this before. Go back and look at everybody else start talking about epilepsy. They started talking about it after I did my video. Remember I told y'all that? So look at this right here on your screen right now. They stated that the defense called experts to testify regarding Mr. Anthony's epilepsy about a fight or flight response. They considered expert testimony like that. They thought that testimony will violate the agreement because they knew that testimony could potentially free Karmelo Anthony. Why? Because it could give Karmelo Anthony what he needed for everybody to know that, hey man, this guy right here, bro, he really got a disability. So he may have really been afraid. That could have changed the whole trial for Karmelo. Remember I told y'all that? Go back and listen to that video I did with Karmelo Anthony epilepsy. Everything I tell y'all is true. Everything, and it's in the paper. It's in the actual paperwork. They won't give me my credit though. But I'm going to stand 100 because I can give myself my credit because I know what the hell I'm talking about. Right? Right? So they said on May the 11th, they talked about the proposed agreement again. Right? Think about this. So he said that he informed the prosecution that they had an informal agreement, you guys, on the proposed agreement, but they needed to have a final conversation with Karmelo and his parents to confirm the final agreement. And during that phone conversation, Mr. Werschke confirmed that the agreement would extend to the sentencing phase of the trial. As well, Mr. Werschke said that would mean that in accordance with the agreement, the prosecution would quickly rest its sentencing case in chief without going into any of the allegations. So they tried to shut him down. Boy, there's some dirty work right here. Dirty work by Bill Werschke and them. Dirty work. Dirty work, bro. Dirty work. Dirty work. Right? Listen to this. Mr. Werschke said, however, that he would not allow a false impression to be presented to the jury by a defense witness, right? And that if such thing occurred, he would respond by going into the character, reputation, and extraneous evidence from the state's notice. So apparently Karmelo Anthony had some things too that the state was threatening that they were going to go into about Karmelo. Right? About his character, his reputation. So both of these kids had different things. Right? Both of these kids had different things. You can see it right here. It's in the paperwork. After the defense asked about Karmelo Anthony's family member testifying at sentencing, Mr. Werschke, that's the assistant DA, y'all, he agreed that the agreement would cover Karmelo Anthony's mother testifying to the standard, I love my son, please show him some mercy type of testimony, but nothing further. They controlled his mama's testimony. Boy, this is demonic shit right here, bro. I'm showing y'all this. This is demonic, my nigga. They control this nigga mama testimony. That's crazy. That's why the mama got on the stand and said exactly what she said. And no more. No more. They knew they had this boy hooked. Boy, this is sad work right here, bro. This is sad work right here, bro. And I told you niggas, them niggas don't want to listen. When I tell you some shit, I'm a real nigga, man. To the texture, my nigga. And I told y'all all of these things. Niggas ain't want to listen to me, though. It always be like that. That shit hit different when you see it later on. The things I told y'all on this channel. Right? So check this out, y'all. On May the 21st, 2026, the defense and the prosecution teams met with Judge Roach in his chambers. During that meeting, both sides explained the agreement to the judge, describing it again as both sides agreeing not to go into character, reputation, or strenuous evidence as it applies to both sides during the guilt, innocence, and sentencing phases. As long as no doors are open or false impressions given, we agree that the best way to document such an agreement would be for the defense to draft a file motion and limit applying to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence applicable to all witnesses. So it would cover both the Metcalf twins and Karmelo, but if made public, would not trigger reporting in the media about the bad act evidence specific to certain witnesses, thus endangering a fair trial. On May the 21st, 2026, I drafted a motion in limine as described above and sent it to Mr. Worski by email. It was hand-delivered to the judge on the opening day of trial. Boy, these some dirty dogs. These some dirty dogs, boy. This is dirty work right here, man. Absolutely disgusting. Y'all are seeing this right here? Are y'all not seeing this? I'm showing y'all this. Everything I was telling y'all. Y'all see it right here in the paperwork. Right? Think about this. So they have noted all of these things that happened. Right? So everybody that's out here lying to y'all, telling y'all that they're liars. Stone cold liars, bro. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, man. Now let's look at some of the witness statements. Austin's a really big guy. He's kind of an aggressive guy on the team. Right? Listen to this, right? These were statements made to the police regarding Austin and Hunter Metcalf being easily triggered and having a loud mouth and being passionate, not allowing themselves to be disrespected. Right? Austin got the same way he got during the altercation. It's the same way he got with some of us. Somebody told that to the cops. And the Mellow kid, something or whatever, and then Austin kind of got triggered. These are the statements they gave to the police, y'all. This nigga deserve a new trial. He gonna get a new trial, I believe. Austin and Hunter Metcalf, they're not going to let you disrespect them. And Austin, he's like a big guy, so nobody really wants to fight him. Look at the statements they gave to the cops. Austin's really a passionate guy. And Jose told police about Austin's history of fighting and almost getting kicked off the football team for fighting. I've known Austin for a while, and if Austin is about to get into a fight, you can tell. Austin can be a bit aggressive at times, and he has a bolder mouth sometimes. Look at this. But Austin's mama came on TV talking about, oh, nah, he's the more relaxed one, man. You're a liar. According to these students. Right? Think about this. They said if the prosecution did not call any of these witnesses, the defense was ready to call them during the defense's case in chief in question them as hostile witnesses. Furthermore, the defense intended to call witnesses familiar with Austin and Hunter Metcalf's reputation for violence and bullying. This is the truth. All that shit they was telling y'all about the videos and shit, that's a lie. This is the honest truth right here. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. Did I tell y'all this? So all of these people that's on YouTube lying, talking about, man, I'm telling you right now, dog, cause see, I'm gonna tell you something, nigga. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man, cause see, I'm tell you something, man. Man, I think it was 2 knives, nigga. I don't think he did it, nigga. I seen a clear video, nigga. No. Let's just stick to the facts. Austin and Hunter Metcalf were rumored to be outright bullies. Period. Right? And violent. Right? And the fact that this was not able to be presented in court because the own lawyer made an agreement, that is where this case went wrong. That is why this boy doing 35 years. Not because of all them lies these people told y'all with that fake ass shit they told y'all. The defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their school records, which corroborated their character and violence and bullying. Are y'all not watching this? Hold on, let me show y'all something. Are y'all not watching this, what I'm telling y'all right now? Because what I'm telling y'all, what I'm showing y'all, this shit crazy. What I'm showing y'all right here, right now, is unbelievable. It's unbelievable work, y'all. What I'm showing everybody watching this video. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Because you should be able to believe it. You should be able to believe it. Everything I'm telling y'all is the honest truth. Everything I'm telling y'all. These people don't came out here and put up a million lies. And I sat out here and I told every single person that's listening to this video that all them people that was on YouTube talking, they all liars. Every last one of them is stone cold liars. All of them. The case didn't need it. The truth was going to get you over the hump in this case. Let's keep going, right? So it says that the defense, they were ready to call witnesses, y'all, familiar with Austin and Hunter Metcalf's reputation for violence and bullying. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. Read this, y'all. The defense intended to question the Memorial High School teachers. Remember I told y'all, why did they call these people teachers in here? I would have subpoenaed the teachers, subpoenaed the students, subpoenaed the classmates. I would have had the whole goddamn world up there. Secret agreement under the table. But these people on YouTube telling y'all lies. Oh, I seen the video. It was clear. Nigga, you a liar. This case don't even need that. I told y'all the truth was going to be enough to get you over the hump in this case. James, what up, dog? Salute. Let's keep going, y'all. It says they were prepared to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. The defense intended to question the Memorial High School teachers, y'all, about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their school records, which corroborated their character for violence and bullying. And finally, the defense intended to elicit testimony about the Metcalf twins' arrest for racist graffiti. Game over, y'all. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. Racist graffiti? Racist? Ooh. And y'all niggas out here on YouTube talking, nigga? Now, all these people are talking about this, right? 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 Peep what I'm saying to y'all. Right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, sir. Right? You see the daddy going a whole racist rant. Right? 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 Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, y'all. See, they don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the racist, alleged racist graffiti. Right? See, they don't want to talk to y'all about that. Let's get diabolical with this thing, man. Right? 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 What's up? Huh? Huh? Come on now. Y'all won't get to that. They don't want to get to that. Now see, now this all them people lying, telling y'all this shit. I told y'all, the truth always gonna get you further than a lie. In life, everybody listen to this video. The truth is always gonna get you further than any lie can take you. They was gonna call with this shows you how bad that lawyer was, bro. And shame on that. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Even if Karmelo Anthony had to get exposed for maybe he got in trouble, every kid might get in a little bit of trouble, right? Maybe Karmelo got into a fight before and we didn't know about it or something like that, or he did something crazy that we didn't know about, but he didn't have no police record. It wasn't nothing racist or nothing strenuous like that, right? Bro, the fact that they didn't let their nuts hang in this case, and the fact that his lawyers agreed to this, to allow this information to be hidden, bro, I'm sorry, bro. That's horrific, bro. That changed the whole course of the case. That's why I told y'all, if Johnny Cochran was the lawyer in this case, you got a whole different case. If Johnny Cochran was alive and he's a lawyer, and you give him a Mark Furman moment, game over. Somebody said, what document is this? Nigga, this is the actual appeal. 193 pages, nigga. Don't y'all know I read the paperwork over here? I'm gonna tell y'all, these niggas be on YouTube talking about, oh, ticket all emotional. Yeah, nigga, because I actually take time and read the paperwork, and I be sick to my stomach when these suckers be on YouTube listening to clowns that don't even take their time to get in that paperwork and really study to show they self-approve. Read this again. This is right here. This is the end all be all right here. This changed the whole case. Let me tell y'all right here. This is the difference between guilty, innocent, manslaughter. 2, 3, 4, 5 years in prison versus 35 years on a first-degree murder charge. This is the difference right here. Right here on your screen. If the prosecution did not call any of these witnesses, the defense was ready to call them during the defense's case in chief and question them as hostile witnesses. Furthermore, the defense intended to call witnesses familiar with Austin and Hunter Metcalf's reputation for violence and bullying. The defense intended to call witnesses who themselves were victims of the Metcalf twins' violence and bullying. The defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers. Y'all got to smash the like button here. Get these likes up and share this video. Everybody need to see this video, y'all. It should be over 2,000-3,000 people in this channel watching this damn video right now. Y'all all need to hit the like button, man. This is serious work right here, bro. Don't y'all understand this changed everything, my nigga? This changed everything. Everything. Because now this is showing you what Karmelo Anthony's lawyers found in discovery. This changed every. And shout out to whoever just sent me a $100 donation in the Cash App. Let me see. Jessica, salute to you. I appreciate you. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. I told y'all this. Listen to what I just told y'all right now. They exposed them boys as racist. Alleged racist. This should be on the front page news. Front page news. And guess what? Guess who probably saw all this evidence in discovery? The judge. Now you go to jury selection and why you don't want no black folks on the jury. Because you get one black person on that jury and they see this and they got any kind of common sense. Oh shit, we going to a whole, we gonna have a hung jury. We're gonna have a hung jury. And I told y'all this. Smash the like button as y'all come in here, man. Listen to what this says right here. The defense intended to question Memorial High School teachers about the Metcalf twins' disciplinary history contained in their school records. Remember I told y'all all this on my channel? I said, bro, why didn't they call all these people? I was wondering why the lawyer didn't do that. The lawyer made a deal with the devil. The Karmelo Anthony lawyer, Mike Howard, and them made a deal with the devils. They made a deal with the devils. And y'all see all this right here in your face disgrace, nigga. Read it. So they were going to question the high school teachers about their disciplinary history contained in their records, which corroborated, you guys. Corroborated. Right? So their high school records corroborated their character for violence and bullying. And finally, the defense intended to elicit testimony about the Metcalf twins' arrest. They were arrested, y'all. They were arrested, y'all, for racist. The twins were arrested for racism, bro. The twins were arrested for racism, bro. I can't get past this shit, man. How you don't let that in court, bro? And y'all tell me to come on this channel. Y'all tell me to come on this channel and don't use my voice. Y'all tell me to come on this channel and ticket, man. Come on, man. You ain't gotta be so loud, man. Y'all niggas sad, man. Y'all niggas disappoint me, man. The one thing I won't do is come on here and push a lie. But I always push the truth. Y'all sad, man. A lot of y'all sad, bro. Y'all tear a nigga down for telling the truth. Regardless of who it is, I'm going to stand on business and tell the truth. And I told y'all. Something was suspicious. When they didn't call Hunter up to the stand, I knew it was something suspicious. If they would have put this out in court, Karmelo Anthony is not in prison. He's not locked up right now. Karmelo Anthony is not locked up at all right now. At all. We ain't even talking about no case. If they brought this up in court, Karmelo Anthony's walking out not guilty. And see, all these people lied about shit. All they had to do was just tell the truth and wait. All they had to do was just tell the truth. You ain't had to lie. The lawyers in them was going to find out what the truth. So we're finding out all of the evidence that they had in discovery. Think about this. And your lawyer do a deal with the devil, man. How your lawyer do a deal with the devil, my nigga? To block this information from coming out. And then they control your mama's statement. And y'all sitting over here wondering why the mom. Now I wonder if Fox News, this is why everybody got to share and like this video, bro. Is Fox News and them going to report this shit? Megyn Kelly and them was talking all that shit. Fox News, they was talking all that shit. They was demonizing this boy on TV, bruh. When the Metcalf twins were arrested for racism. And they told y'all this ain't about race, nigga. That shit break my spirit. It break my fucking spirit, nigga. Stone cold racist. It break my soul. And niggas get mad at me for coming on here, telling the truth every day. I told y'all, the truth is always going to be enough. It's always going to come. The truth always got to find a way of coming out. It always find a way, bro. Nancy Grace. Is she going to report on this? Is Nancy Grace going to report that the Metcalf twins were arrested for racist graffiti? And then you had all those black kids that went up there and testified for that boy at the trial. And did they not know that they were arrested for racist graffiti? They even had illicit testimony that they were going to present in court about the Metcalf twins' arrest for racist graffiti, man. And y'all sitting there, these niggas sitting up here talking about, oh, man, bro, I tell y'all niggas the biggest truth going on YouTube, bro. This shit is sad, my nigga. It break my spirit. To see that nigga doing 35 in a box to some racists, my nigga. 35 in a box to some stone cold racists. And didn't even, and the lawyer made a deal with the other lawyers to not reveal this stuff, man. Don't y'all know what that does to a jury's mind? Don't y'all know this? What that do to a jury's mind? I don't care what Karmelo Anthony had in his paperwork. You don't make that deal. When you got them niggas and they talking, no, nigga, we're going to expose this racism. Talking about they don't want to make it about. Now y'all see why they shut down the courthouse. They shut down all. They did all of these things because of this. And now it's being exposed to the whole world. I'm the first one that's going to tell y'all about this racism right here. I'm saddened. I'm saddened. Because them niggas sit up there. That's fucked up, bro. Excuse my language, man. That's fucked up, bro. The racists, they was arrested, bro. This shit blew my mind, bro. I have to show y'all this. Look at that bottom part, y'all. Right here, number 15, the last sentence. And finally, the defense intended to elicit testimony about the Metcalf'S twins' arrest for racist graffiti. And y'all, now it all makes sense why y'all boy was up there at the courthouse. Jake Lang. All this shit makes sense now. While all the supremacists, and then the daddy act like he trying to denounce them. Oh, we don't want anything to do with that. Nah, nigga. Talk about your sons right now. I wonder if the daddy's going to do an interview now. Is the daddy going to do an interview now? Because the daddy came out on a stone cold. Everybody needs to ask about every single news outlet that terrorized this man during this trial and after the guilty verdict. And you ask me, there's no way everybody listening to this video should not like this video. You should all share this video. Subscribe to the channel and read the next line, y'all. This is sad. They did a deal with the damn devil, my nigga. Read the next line. And somebody go tell Megyn Kelly and that sorry Nancy Grace that was talking all that shit. All that shit. Go find them. Go find them. It ain't had nothing to do with his first interview, Sean Caldwell. They didn't call Hunter Metcalf. It wasn't about an interview. They didn't call Hunter Metcalf because of what I just told you. The Metcalf twins were arrested for racist graffiti, according to what the prosecution or the defense was going to present in the court. If they would have got on the stand and they would have presented evidence that they were already arrested for racist graffiti Game over. And think about this, y'all. The mama never talked about that in none of them interviews she did. The daddy never talked about that in none of the interviews he did. In none of the interviews he talked about that. Neither the mama. I wonder why they didn't tell that information to everybody. That their sons were reportedly arrested according to what the sworn affidavit says that their sons were arrested for. Right? Right? It's not about that, Sean. That has nothing to do with it. That's not even what you're talking about. Has nothing to do with it. The reason why, and I have the paperwork. So what you're saying, Sean Caldwell, it doesn't make any sense. I have the paperwork, dog, from Karmelo Anthony's lawyers. It says right here why Hunter Metcalf and Austin Metcalf was not called to the stand, brother. It has nothing to do, brother. Nothing to do with that shit you talk about. The reason why Hunter Metcalf, the brother of Austin Metcalf, was not called to the stand is because of his history, school record, and arrest for racist graffiti. That would have destroyed the entire case. That would have destroyed the entire case. Nothing else to talk about. And read number 16, y'all. In good faith reliance upon the agreement, the defense did none of this. The defense even limited its questioning of witnesses about statements they had made about Austin Metcalf twins being triggered and having a loud mouth and being passionate, etc. That had been deemed to be allowed under the agreement in abundance of caution to avoid opening the door. Furthermore, because the prosecution had made it very clear that the defense calling a psychology-related expert would open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence pertaining to Karmelo, the defense chose not to designate any experts and ultimately chose not to call as a witness a neuropsychologist to discuss how Karmelo Anthony's epilepsy impacted his perception of threat and response. Didn't I tell y'all this 3 weeks ago? Everybody that's listening to this channel, I was the only nigga on YouTube that talked about Karmelo Anthony's epilepsy, and look at what they said to me in the comment section. All you have to do is go back 3 weeks ago, and you can go, I'm the first and only nigga at that time. After I talked about it, everybody else started talking about it like a week ago. Go look at the receipts. That's all I want y'all to do. Look at the receipts, y'all. Everybody on YouTube, look at the receipts. I talked about the epilepsy 3 weeks ago, y'all. 3 weeks ago on this very channel. And God knows it. I talked about it. And I told y'all this. And them niggas came in here. And them niggas said, oh, nigga, shut up. Nigga, you don't know what you're talking about. That's exactly what they said. There's the video right there. There's a video right there on my channel 3 weeks ago. Epilepsy is a legal disability. I talked about it 3 weeks ago before anybody on YouTube talked about that shit. And there it is in the paper when them niggas be telling me, I don't know what? Nigga, sit down and shut up. Sit down and shut up. You gonna find anybody that talked about that before I talked about it. You ain't gonna find nobody on YouTube. And them niggas get mad. Now, when I brought that shit up, look at what them niggas was saying in the comment section. Let's see what they said in the comments. Let's see what they said. Let's see what them niggas said in the comments, y'all. Because some of y'all was agreeing and some of y'all was capping. Now, a lot of y'all I see right here was agreeing with me. Let me show y'all this. Hold on. A lot of y'all was agreeing with a nigga. Let me see. Right? Hold on, let me put it like this. Yeah. Here we go. Right there. A lot of y'all was agreeing with a nigga. I keep that a hundo. Right? This is the comment section. Seizures are a disability. It's so sad to hurt somebody with a disability. Appeal and freedom come. This is all 3 weeks ago. I've been telling y'all this, right? 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 Somebody said, Ticket, you would have been better than attorney than anyone he had. Them niggas wasn't lying. Them niggas ain't said before me. Them niggas is lying. The nigga you said, Don Reese, them niggas is liars. Them niggas is liars and hypocrites, nigga. Them niggas had people on their channel lying about this case. They stole all the information. The information they had that was truthful, they took from me. The rest of that shit, them niggas was lying. Period. Bringing people on their channel lying about the interviews and stuff. Man, it's sad, bro. Right? These are all those comments right there, y'all. Right? Look at this. You missed your calling ticket. U.S. District Attorney ticket. All this other stuff people were saying 3 weeks ago. This is almost a month ago. Right? Right? I was saying this, but them niggas getting mad. I was in here telling the truth. I said that shit 3 weeks ago, bro. And people saying, now why are we just knowing about this? Why? Because y'all niggas don't know nothing about casework. And this is what I was telling people watching this channel. Watching this, y'all be listening to these lames online, and I'm coming here and getting y'all real information. Right? And now, guess what, y'all? It pop up in the damn paperwork, y'all. It pops up in the damn paperwork. It's in the paperwork. It's in the paperwork, y'all. Y'all see it right here. Y'all see it right here. Read it. Right? Make this bigger for y'all. Y'all see it. Right? So now, you guys, what are we saying? Right? What are we saying, you guys? Hold on, let me put this in a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Let me nail this side a little bit for y'all. Right? Because I want y'all to see this. Right? I want y'all to see this. All right, you guys? Read number 16. Read number 16. In good faith, right? In good faith, y'all. Matter of fact, hold on, y'all. Let me do this. Let me do this for y'all. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Just give me a second. Let me do this for y'all. Gotta do this for y'all. There we go. I ain't do it right, so we'll get it right later on. In good faith reliance upon the agreement, the defense did none of this. The defense even limited its questioning of witnesses about statements they had made about the Metcalf twins, right? So it goes on to say, you guys, in all this paperwork here, is going on to tell y'all everything I was telling y'all about this case. I try to tell y'all this shit, man. Absolutely sad. The information that is being revealed now. Absolutely sad. Hold on, let me get that out of here. All right? I want y'all to be able to read this because this is the most important stuff y'all ever gonna see. Right? And remember who brought all this information to y'all first. It was me. I brought all this information to y'all. I'm the one brought all this information to y'all, right? I brought all of it to y'all. Look at this. All of it to y'all, right? Look at this, y'all. Y'all see this, right? So they're exposed. It's over with. They're exposed. Here you go, right here. They're exposed. There ain't no come back from this. Right? Right? So they were going to call a neuropsychologist. Remember I told y'all all these things? Yo, why didn't they call a psychologist? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Because them niggas signed a deal with the devil. Right? Right? They signed a deal with the devil. Look at y'all. Read it right here. Read it right here, y'all. Right? It's right here. To discuss how Mr. Anthony's epilepsy impacted his perception of threat and response, as that is relevant to self-defense, and a forensic psychologist to discuss both brain development of a 17-year-old as well as the fight or flight response as it applied to Mr. Anthony's actions. Obviously, I'm on a whole nother level talking this shit because his lawyer said the same thing I told y'all on here 3 weeks ago. Go listen to my video from 3 weeks ago. The same thing I told y'all. His lawyer said the same thing. As a result of this revision and defense strategy, the defense did not go into these subjects. Game over. Game over. Game over. There's nothing else that y'all need to understand. Game is over. Game is over, brothers and sisters. There's nothing else. Right? Breach of the agreement. Look at this, y'all. Then they talked about the breach of the agreement. Right? So that agreement was breached. Right? So they're saying that agreement, not only it was breached, right? Listen to what they said. And this is the most devastating part right here, y'all. Think about this, y'all. It says, based on this, I informed the court I would not call the coach. Listen, y'all. Listen what he's saying, y'all. Listen what he's saying. Listen what he's saying, y'all. Right? Now, this is a big part of this case. Remember I told y'all this? Remember I told y'all this? They shut his case down all the way. This part right here is even more revealing. During the 10:50 a.m. break in the back hallway outside of the judge's chambers, the judge asked us for an update about timing. Right? So the judge is trying to rush the case. How many more witnesses? Etc. This judge is full of shit. I explained that the next witness the defense had planned to call was a Centennial High School coach. Mr. Werschke asked what coach would testify to that did not pertain to Mr. Anthony's character. I explained that the coach had witnessed Karmelo Anthony's seizures. Game over, y'all. Remember they said, oh, well, he played sports. I said, bro, he had to get a special. The coach has witnessed this man's seizures. So he could testify about Mr. Anthony's epilepsy based on personal knowledge. Right? Now check this out. The district attorney then argued that the testimony about the epilepsy was irrelevant at guilt and innocence to the extent it was relevant. Right? Would open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence against Anthony. So he's saying you can't even bring the dude on here to say that you have seizures. Right? He said, I stated that I disagree, explaining how it was relevant to Anthony's state of mind pertaining to self-defense. Didn't I tell y'all this? I told y'all this. I wasn't even in the courtroom. I told y'all this shit. And niggas was coming on here. Hey, man, nigga, ticket, man. I don't know. Man, nigga, shut the hell up. Nigga, put some respect on my name. They need to put some hella respect on my channel. I didn't come in here and make up no conspiracy theories. I didn't lie. I told y'all the truth. And now that shit is in the actual paperwork, nigga. And I was the first one to say it. And all the rest of them niggas, anybody that said it, copied off me, nigga. Look at it right here. Mr. Anthony, look at this, y'all. He argued that the testimony about the epilepsy was irrelevant. Right? Listen, y'all. Listen. He said, I stated that I disagree, explaining how it was relevant to Mr. Anthony's state of mind pertaining to self-defense and that it did not relate to character, reputation, or extraneous evidence in any way. But Judge John Roach agreed with Mr. Bill Worski and thought that the testimony about epilepsy was not relevant during the guilt, innocence, and that it would open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence. Boy, there's some dirty dogs down there. Based on this, I informed the court that I would not call the coach and that I anticipated having one or two more witnesses before I would call Anthony. In response to the judge's questions about the likelihood of Karmelo Anthony testifying. Listen, y'all. Karmelo Anthony was going to testify. I told the judge that we would need to confer with Anthony about his Fifth Amendment decision regarding testifying, but that I was 99% sure that he would testify. In fact, testify. It was 99% Karmelo Anthony was going to testify. Boy, these some dirty effing dogs. After the break, back in court, before the jury, right, to give Bleep more time to arrive to court, we then called the Frisco Police Department Detective Riley to testify. After Detective Riley finished testifying, I decided not to call Bleep as a witness, right? And we broke for lunch early around 11:17 a.m. And the prosecution and defense team stayed behind and talked to the judge outside the jury's presence. On the way back to chambers, Mr. Worski mentioned to Mr. Shook that from his perspective, I'd already opened the door to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence pertaining to Mr. Anthony by saying that Mr. Anthony was a member of the chess club. What? During his opening statement. I did not say anything about the chess club at any time during my opening, and I said that Anthony played chess during my background description of him and his hobbies. Mr. Worski stated that from his perspective, the agreement did not cover a testifying defendant. Mr. Shook alerted me, and Mr. Worski, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Shook, and I stood in the well of the courtroom. Mr. Worski repeated these statements, adding that the prosecution never thought that the defense would call Mr. Anthony to testify. Back in the judge's chambers, Mr. Worski repeated his assertion that the agreement between the prosecution and the defense never contemplated a testifying defendant. He elaborated, stating that he had never thought we were calling Mr. Anthony as a witness. He also repeated his claim that I had already violated the agreement during my opening statement, saying that Mr. Anthony was a member of the chess club. It is important to note that this is the first time Mr. Worski mentioned to me that he believed I violated the agreement days earlier by mentioning that Mr. Anthony played chess during his opening statement. Although the prosecution and defense teams had conferred many times throughout the prosecution's case in chief about various issues, this is the first time Mr. Worski brought up that assertion. I tried to tell y'all this. Judge Roach told both the prosecution and the defense teams by mentioning chess during the opening statement definitely did not open the door to character, reputation, and extraneous evidence applicable to Mr. Anthony. The parties argued about whether our agreement between the parties covered Anthony's testifying. The prosecution repeated their position that it did not, and if we called Mr. Anthony to testify, character, reputation, and extraneous evidence pertaining to Karmelo Anthony were in play. Furthermore, Mr. Worski stated at the time that the prosecution, already having rested, character, reputation, and extraneous evidence pertaining to Austin and Hunter Metcalf was not relevant. When Mr. Shook mentioned, and I mentioned the ambiguous aggressor rule from Torres, Mr. Worski argued Torres did not apply because it was not ambiguous who the first aggressor was. That the first aggressor was clearly Austin Metcalf. At this point, the discussion involved a shouting match. Boy, it's all in the paperwork, y'all. Y'all need to be smashing the like button and subscribing to this channel. It's all in the paperwork, y'all. Check it out, y'all. After the breakdown of the agreement, the defense and prosecution teams agreed to take 10 minutes to cool off before attempting to renegotiate parameters for how the agreement could extend Mr. Anthony's testimony. Should the defense now choose to call him after the 10-minute cooling off period, Mr. Worski and I met in open court outside of the presence of the jury and without the public in the room to discuss possible parameters for the agreement covering Mr. Anthony's testimony. Given Mr. Worski's expansive view of what he considered would open the door to character, reputation, and strenuous evidence pertaining to Mr. Anthony, especially his repeated claim, even after the judge stated otherwise, that even in my mention of playing chess opened the door to character, I resolved that my only choice was to go over my planned outline of Mr. Anthony's direct examination line by line with Mr. Worski to determine what would and would not, in Mr. Worski's view, open the door. I have never taken such a drastic step of previewing my strategy in even my questions with a prosecutor. But as a defense team, we agreed that we had no other option if we wanted to try to reach an agreed understanding with Mr. Worski of how we renegotiated the renegotiated agreement would cover Karmelo Anthony's testimony. Bro, they did dirty shit, bro. Try to tell y'all this. Y'all see this right here, man? Y'all see this, bro? Y'all see this, man? It's all right here, man. I show y'all the paperwork, man. You know what I mean? Damn, bro. He said Judge John Roach gave him 10 minutes to explain the breakdown of the agreement. 10 minutes, that's it. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Right? And now, I'm finna tell y'all something. After I found out even more parameters, I'm off of... Bro, I'm telling y'all this right now, man. I'm telling y'all this right now. This is diabolical work. And this lawyer... Bro, shit's sad, man. They got this nigga good time, bro. He gave him 10 minutes, y'all, to discuss his Fifth Amendment rights. 10 minutes with a 19-year-old to decide if he would testify. That's crazy. Let me see something here. Man, bro. That's crazy, bro. He said Judge Roach made it clear. Right? Damn, bro. Damn. Judge Roach was taking the side of the prosecution the whole time, man. That's wild, bro. That's wild, man. He said they asked for additional time after 10 minutes, and Judge Roach said, nope, bring y'all ass back in here. That's crazy, bro. Look at this paperwork, y'all. It's right here in the paperwork. At the end of the 10 minutes, despite our request for additional time, Judge Roach called us back to the courtroom to announce that Mr. Anthony's decision and proceed with the trial. Check this out, y'all. So it wasn't the judge. So check this out, y'all. Karmelo Anthony chose not to testify. They only gave him 10 minutes. And Karmelo chose not to testify. It was his decision. Listen, ultimately, Karmelo chose not to testify. This 180-degree change in the defense strategy was a direct consequence of the breach of the agreement. The breach of the agreement affected all aspects of the defense case. By the time that the agreement was breached, it was too late to change our approach in voir dire in opening, too late to ask different questions of the prosecution's witnesses, and too risky to recall those witnesses. The judge rushed them, and Karmelo Anthony decided not to testify because the judge wouldn't give him more time to think about it. Boy, that's some demonic shit right there, bro. He gonna get a new trial, man. He gonna get a new trial, man. Bro, there is no way he can't get a new trial, bro. Signed, stamped, and sealed. Y'all see, I bring y'all the paperwork, nigga. I don't do all that talking and shit like that without paperwork on my channel. Smash the like button, bro. I bring y'all paperwork, nigga. Show me some respect. When a real one bring paperwork to the table. I ain't just on here talking. Paperwork, nigga. Now look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Exhibit 11. All this stuff is right here in the paperwork, y'all. Damn, bro. His lawyer says he intends to file a motion for a new trial, y'all. It's right here. I further advised the court that I had decided whether to file a motion to recuse. He has not yet. Right? So basically, he's also, I think he already filed or he's going to file the motion for the judge to recuse himself. John Roach. They got to get Roach out of there, bro. Shout out to Russell Wilson and these guys for taking this case, bro. Like, shout out to them for taking, because if they didn't take this case, all this shit I showed y'all would not be exposed, man. Everything I showed y'all would not be exposed if they didn't take this case. That's wild, man. Look at this, y'all. They have other people who was at the courthouse signing sworn affidavits that was in that court. Shout out to all the people that signed sworn affidavits that was up there. Shout out to those people, man. Right? All those people that drove all the way out there. Right? This woman drove from North Carolina. Shout out to Jacqueline Denise Yon. She drove from North Carolina, y'all, to go support this boy. Look at this, y'all. She went from North Carolina to go support this boy. Look, I'm a member of the public. I traveled from North Carolina to attend the trial in the state of Karmelo, state versus Karmelo Sincere Anthony, a matter of substantial public interest, and supported the defendant to observe the proceedings. I had no role in the case. Look at this. She says she arrived in Dallas on June the 3rd, hoping to attend the trial beginning with the first day of testimony. On June the 4th, the first day of testimony, she went to the courthouse to observe the proceedings. After she arrived to the courthouse at approximately 8 to 8:30 a.m., there was no line outside the courthouse, so I went inside upstairs where I found a long line of members of the public, approximately 80 to 100 people. She said, I took my place in the back of the line, and others continued to line up behind me. I briefly left the line to use the restroom and returned approximately 9 a.m. When I returned, I saw the line was dispersing. Only approximately 27 members of the public were admitted into the courtroom, and I was not among them. Right? She says, before June the 4th, I was informed by friends who had attended the court staff had been admitting members of the public into the overflow room and had been letting in as many people as there were seats available. On June the 4th, that practice changed. I understood that the rule had been changed that morning so that only approximately 27 people would be admitted and no overflow room was made available to many others who sought to attend. That's crazy. That's crazy, bruh. Sworn affidavit. That's crazy. All these people come from Arizona. All these real people. Not a Weeba Dirty on YouTube lying. These are real people who went out there seeking the truth. Right? Think about this. Sad situation, man. Bro, this is sad, man. All these are sworn affidavits, y'all. All these are sworn affidavits. Look at this, y'all. All these are people who went up to the courthouse. Right? Y'all see it. Right here. Right? People got emails in here. Look at this. It's crazy. This is the jury charges right here. Y'all are seeing all this information, man. Sad, bro. Stone cold racist, man. Look at this, y'all. That's wild, bro. Bro, that's wild, bro. I got all the paperwork right here, y'all. Look at this, y'all. That's wild, bro. That's the verdict right there, y'all. They blacked out the people's names. So they whited out the people's names so y'all couldn't see their names of the jury. Look at this, y'all. Shit's sad, bro. Sad. Sad, brother. Sad situation, man. Y'all see about all this stuff I'm showing y'all. It's all right here. All right here in the paperwork, man. Bro, they did this little man dirty, bro. When I say dirty, bro, they did this little nigga filthy, bro. Filthy. Filthy, bro. Look at this, y'all. Filthy. Filthy work. Right? People lying and stuff, man. This shit's sad, man. Gag orders. Look at this, y'all. I got all this work. Y'all see this? Damn, bro. That's wild, man. Man, they got this thing done, man. I tell y'all that much, man. They went and got it done, y'all. You know what I'm saying? My dog ain't stressed out. My dog is barking at another dog that's outside the gate. I got a big fence, a big gate, and the dog is barking at another dog that's out there. That the neighbor to be letting that dog walk all, because I live in a residence with only like 4 or 5 people. And the neighbor be letting the dog, because the dog don't be hurt nobody, but my dog be barking at that dog all the time. Man, this is wild, bro. I'm sick, man. I'm telling y'all something, man. It's all out, man. It's all out. Somebody said, where's the knife? Oh, the knife is in evidence. The knife is not in question. Listen, let me say this to everybody that's listening. This case is not a question to whether or not it's a knife or whatever like that. This question is not surrounding any of these lies people have told y'all on YouTube. Oh, it wasn't a knife. He didn't try to kill him. It's not about any of that. This case is about the fact that they didn't want Hunter Metcalf to testify because they didn't want to expose his history to the court. So they had to do everything they could to make sure that they stopped that testimony from happening, because if they would have been able to find out, the jury, the background of the Metcalf twins, it changes the entire complexion of that case and how you look at that case. Now you seriously look at Karmelo Anthony's case as self-defense. His lawyers are arguing self-defense. His lawyers are not saying, hey, we didn't do this, we didn't do that. No, his lawyers are not saying that. His lawyers are saying, hey, this is self-defense and we deserve a new trial. Period. Right? That's what I'm saying. And to the lady who said they did not present the knife, they did present the knife in court. What are you talking about? TJ, you have to stop listening to liars on YouTube. People on YouTube lie. The knife is actually in evidence. They actually presented it in court. Karmelo Anthony's not contesting the knife wasn't there. So what are you talking about? Stop listening to liars on YouTube. These people lied to get your viewership and to get subscribers. They lied. Those are lies. So all those things about clear video, lie. Knife, lie. All that shit was lies. The truth is that those people, they did show the knife. What are you talking about? They didn't show a replica. They showed the real one. The real knife with the blood on it, they showed in the court. I have the actual paperwork. I have the actual photos. I have the actual bag they showed it in. They showed the real one in court. It's in the paperwork. It's in the filings. Y'all have to understand this, man. You guys are crazy as hell. I be trying to tell y'all this. Right? Trying to tell y'all this, man. She says, I studied criminal justice. That was my major. Hey, just me. You already know. You got a brain. See, these niggas on YouTube don't know what they talking about. You have a brain, just me. You have figured it out. These other clowns ain't even figured it out. I was a criminal justice man. You're right. I'm not even gonna lie about that. You're right. I never forget my classes. I never forget my classes. You're absolutely right. You guessed that just for me? You're right. You're right just for me. So, but yeah, like I said to the other lady, yeah, that's all lies that they told. These people came on YouTube and told all lies. The lady with the extra weave, yeah, they liars. All of them. Yeah, all them people's liars. They all telling lies. Right? And they don't understand they're hurting instead of helping. This is why you don't see them nowhere in this paperwork. None of that shit they were saying in this paperwork has nothing to do with none of that. This has everything to do with the fact that the prosecution played dirty and the defense let them do it. That's what this case is. And I told you, if they would have called, think about this. This is why I said you need people like the late great Johnny Cochran. If they would have called Hunter Metcalf to the stand, and they would have had the witnesses that came up and spoke about their character and would presented the arrest for racist graffiti, we ain't talking about nothing else. This case is over with. Karmelo Anthony would have been found not guilty. I'm telling you this because now you would have placed enough reasonable doubt. You would have placed enough reasonable doubt about this entire situation. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. I'm telling you the truth. I believe that there's way more than enough here. From everything that I've read, even the parts that I didn't read to y'all that I've already read, I've probably read about 30, 45 pages of this. The other affidavits, I'm going to go read them tonight. But I've read enough of this to pretty much tell y'all, man, bro, I believe we're going to get a new trial. I thoroughly believe that. Thoroughly believe that. And this is nasty. It's going to get nasty now because now that this information is out there, Austin Metcalf, mama, and his daddy going to have to answer about that arrest. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all need to share these videos to ask his parents why they never mentioned his alleged arrest for racist graffiti, him and his brother. Why they never openly talked about, well, I know why they didn't do it. Obviously, we know why, right? But most definitely, I showed y'all this. I gave y'all all these things. Niggas be getting mad at me because of stuff I say on YouTube. When I talk on YouTube, I talk from a position of knowledge, understanding, and wanting to help people not get in trouble. Because so if you we live in an era, if you tell people the truth, they will hate you for that shit, bro. They'll think you hating. The people on YouTube, their minds are so programmed to accepting lies. It's disgusting. They would rather accept a lie over the truth. And I've always learned in life, the truth will always set you free. And it will keep you free. Right? But it's the truth, not a lie. The truth. See, a lie is a temporary thing. Yeah, a lie sometimes will go further than the truth, but the truth always has a way of creeping up and biting you on your ass. Right? So, when the retrial comes, and it's open to the public, now everything's going to be on the table now because everybody know about all these things I presented to y'all today. Right? Straight up. Yo, Noble said you talking to people who never had to read a book. Hey, for real, Noble, I'm trying to tell you, man, you tell these people something and like people be getting mad. Like people come on, bro, these people came on YouTube lying, telling me, I seen a clear video, man, you a liar. If Karmelo Anthony's lawyer had a clear video, they'll put it in this paperwork. You would see it in the paperwork, bro. If there was 2 knives, it'd be in the paperwork. All them people came on here lying to y'all, stealing y'all views, stealing y'all donations, stealing y'all support. Y'all believe this shit. Yeah, man, they ain't show the real knife in court ticket. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, man. Because, see, I'm telling you what I heard, man. Because I heard a sex offender told me that he seen a clear tape and they jumped and beat the hell out of Karmelo Anthony. All lies. You ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie. But I know one thing. Something happened under that tent that they don't want y'all to know as far as the bullying aspect. right? The bullying aspect and is hit different when you find out that they've been arrested for racism. Now that hits completely different. Because remember what I told y'all? What's the question I told y'all I would have asked? First question I would have asked. If they had such a problem with Karmelo Anthony not being from that school under the tent, there were witnesses from other schools. Were those other witnesses allowed to sit under the tent? Why was Karmelo Anthony removed from the tent? Was he removed because he was black? Now that brings a whole different situation if it goes to a race thing. See, they didn't want to do that. And that is where I told y'all that this case sits. Period. To the person who says they pulled him back, they did not pull him back. Carmelo Anthony's team is not saying they pulled him back. Stop lying. You have to stop lying, man. It wasn't them pulling him back. That was Carmelo Anthony poking old boy. After old boy pushed him, Carmelo went back in and poked him and then got out the tent. Read the paperwork, man. Stop believing lies. I'm talking to you, Survivor 2025. Stop believing lies of bald-headed cappers on YouTube. Stop believing that. Y'all believe this shit, man. It's lies. If all that was true, Carmelo Anthony's lawyers would have all that in this paperwork. All that in the paperwork. Period. All that shit these people talking is lies. Yes, he got pushed, man. He got assaulted. That's called assault. You damn right he got assaulted. Right? But here's the thing. The problem is what led up to this and what put the certain level of fear. It was a lot of factors that could have leaned into the favor of Carmelo Anthony really fearing for himself as far as things that was said. See, I'm going to tell you something. If you bring that whole racist aspect up, that they had an arrest for racism, oh, that changed the whole case right there. Think about this. So the judge, he knew all this. You know why? Because the judge sees all the evidence. He decides what goes in and what goes out. The judge has to see all of the evidence before the case. Think about this. Right? The judge, he knew good and well that if they put any black folks, they were risking getting a mistrial. In my opinion, he knew that. He knew that. They didn't pull his head down, ma'am. You're saying you clearly saw. You did not clearly see anything. The video is foggy. You did not clearly see anything. Stop lying, man. Carmelo Anthony is not saying that foolishness you're saying. His new lawyers are not saying this. You're the only person that's lying, Survivor 2025. He got pushed, he came back and poked the dude and then ran out the tent. That's exactly what happened. Stop lying. Stop going along with this lie. Oh, I seen him get pulled. You didn't see a damn thing. Get your ass in the paperwork, man. Get your ass in the paperwork. I'm going to say it again. Get your ass in the paperwork and stop capping. Stop capping, man. It's not good to cap. It's not good to cap. Stop capping. Right? No, he wasn't. Here's the thing. I can show y'all proof his lawyers ain't even saying this. And these people come on YouTube and still push a lie. Even though you show them the proof. This is sad. And she going to say, I clearly saw him pull his head. No, you didn't see that. You did not see that. How could you clearly see something on a video that was foggy? We couldn't even see a knife at all. We couldn't even see his bare hands. So stop lying, man. All you saw was a glob that was moving back and forth. His lawyers are already told you what they think. Look in the paperwork. So don't listen to me. Look at the paperwork, man. Stop lying. Stop capping. And look in the paperwork. Right? Peep this. You have to stop doing that, Survive 2025. I got love for you, my sister, but stop doing that shit. It's a lie. Them people are all lying. And it's sad that they have people brainwashed on here to believe that shit. Right? Carmelo Anthony has shit on his record too. But it wasn't like the Metcalf twins. Nope. See, they found something inside Carmelo's phone that Carmelo's lawyers did not want to be presented in court. But it wasn't to the level of the Metcalf twins. And that's why The prosecution did not want to bring up character in court because they knew that was going to destroy their case. And the fact that the defense allowed it to happen is disgusting. I don't give a. Let me tell y'all something. If Karmelo Anthony didn't have anything in there that says I'm gonna do something and murk somebody or something like that, listen. I don't give a damn what they show. If he's a young kid, he had a fight or something like that, or he had a chick he was talking to. I don't give a damn if he had a porn video in his phone. Them dudes had racist comments, racist allegations on their helmet. That overtakes everything. The fact that they were already had witnesses that said these dudes was bullies, these dudes were violent, they looked for smoke, and that they were racist, got arrested for racist graffiti. Man, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Right? So I'm just saying. Look at the evidence in the case. And like I said, you can go through and read all the pages yourself. Read all the pages. You will not see anything. Of course, you're going to see movement under the tent. You had about almost 30 or 40 kids sitting under the tent. They're all sitting under the tent. And people don't understand this. You're not going to see that much movement because the tent is low. So it didn't give people enough room to stand up. The way the tent is very low. You had to sit down under that tent. But nobody's going to tell y'all about that. And Karmelo was sitting in the back of the tent. He had to be sitting down. It was hard to stand straight up under that tent. So when you went under the tent, you had to duck down and sit down under the tent. The tent wasn't tall. Right? See, I prefer not to lie. Because I know the truth won't get me past the finish line. I don't have to come on here and lie. Some people will lie and throw D's on it because it sounds better. Right? They'll lie and throw D, like they lied to y'all and told y'all the lawyer, he stopped Karmelo from testifying. That's not true. The judge not giving Karmelo Anthony enough time to deliberate whether he wanted to testify made Karmelo Anthony say, "Nah, I'm not going to testify." Think about that. They're not going to tell y'all that. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. So stop listening to these liars on YouTube. You keep saying you lying, ma'am. You are lying. Literally, I have the paperwork from his attorneys, ma'am. Do you not see this paperwork on your screen? Talking about something, you clearly see a physical altercation of several bodies. No, you don't. You're a liar. You're a stone cold liar, ma'am. Carmelo Anthony's own lawyers are not saying this. Stop lying, ma'am. Something is delusional about you, Survive Under 2025. Stop lying. His own lawyers are not saying he was jumped. Look at all the paperwork. It's 193 pages. Look at it. What the hell is wrong with black folks? Look at it. Something is seriously wrong with black folks. You gonna tell him better than him? He was there? His new lawyers just told you what it was. What's wrong with you, man? Cut it out and do better. You got 193 pages from his lawyers. They're literally telling you it was a push, a poke, period. But they're telling you he did not get a fair trial. They're not saying, hey, man, because he got jumped. They're not saying any of this. Read the paperwork. It's right here. It just came out. Read it. Read it. It just came out. Paperwork got everything in it. Read it. 193 pages. Knock yourself out. Survive _ 2025. Knock yourself out. You want to keep lying to yourself? Knock yourself out. You're going to see movement when you have 30 kids sitting under one tent and it's raining. You're saying stuff that Karmelo's not even saying. Him nor his new lawyers ain't even saying this shit. These people are coming on YouTube lying. They're going to hell. I'm telling you this right now. For lying. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not lie. Sorry to burst your bubble. Right? I'm telling you. Sorry to burst your bubble. And then if I show you a picture of the tent, if I show you a picture, let me show you a picture of this tent. Hold on, man. I'm going to show you something. Because I'm going to shut her down right now. See how y'all shut? I'm going to show y'all how to shut foolishness down right now, you guys. I'm going to show y'all how to shut foolishness down right here on YouTube. I'm going to show you how to shut it down. See, you got to shut these people down with the blessings. Is how you got to shut them down. Right? Let me see if I can get a better picture to show you, man. I want to get that side picture I had to show you what I'm talking about. Right? I want to show you. See, you the type of person you need to be shown. Right? Right? You need to be shown, man. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me see if I can do it this one. Right. Let's do it like this. That one's not good. I want to get one where it's right there on the joint. Let me see. Okay, let me try and show you this one. Let me show you this one. All right? I'll show you this one, man. I'm doing this just for you too, man. I'm doing this just for you. Just for you. Oops. You see this tent, man? Now, I want you to understand this. This tent, right here I'm showing you, was back near that blue backpack. See that black tent right there that's on the other side? That's how the tent is set up. There's not no space to stand up under there like talking about. Everybody has to sit down. When you say, oh, there's a lot of people, look at all those kids' items. They were all right there. All of them were sitting beside each other like a pack of sardines underneath the tent. They moved the tent down to attend to the young fellow. That tent was right there. This is Karmelo's bag, and the very back part right there is Karmelo Anthony's blue bag. Karmelo was in the back of the tent. That's where his bag was. That's where his bag was, in the back of that tent right there. Look, people even left their cell phones over here. Do you not see that, man? They had this tent right here in that same place on the same side where that black tent was. Look under the black tent right there. You don't see no space to really be standing up doing no real action. Use your mind. So when Karmelo got up out of there, he was in the back of the tent. He ran up out of there just like that. It was no time to jump him. All these kids were sitting in these seats right here. Stop letting people lie to you like that. It's a disease to come on YouTube and be able to lie like that and think, oh, they ain't never going to find me. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Right? Absolutely disgusting, man. Like, share, subscribe. Good work. Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.